Greetings once again, fellow girls, guys, and gaming fans. This is Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Rising World Survival, and we're still continuing with our lighthouse build. It's more or less kind of, finished now, or at least we're getting there. We've basically done the living quarters of the lighthouse, so that's kind of the principal part. So a bit of a recap for anyone who hasn't seen it. We've got our living area down here, which is kind of open plan. We've got our little cozy lounge area there, and we've got, oh, my bacon's ready. We've also got our kitchen here as well. Yes, we can turn that off now. I think I've turned that off. Yes, we have. Don't need any smoke in here. And I found the bin. I knew there was a bin somewhere, and that is somewhere where we can delete stuff if we really want to. So you've got to be a bit careful what you put in there. I've actually put a chest in there as well, so we can put meat in the fridge. It's clipping through a little bit. I'm not sure quite what to do about that. I'd perhaps have to make the, I don't know. Maybe if I put a smaller chest in there, or like a mini, one of these little crates, maybe that wouldn't clip through. But I think it's quite as wide as that chest, actually. And it's one of those I've put in there, so I'm not sure. Anyway, in here I've got something stored already. These crests, chests and crates and what have you, and barrels. These are for foodstuffs, although to be honest, what I'll probably do is put seeds and things in there, because we'll keep our meat in the fridge here. And we'll keep our fruit and vegetables and what have you in these cupboards here. And then we've got our smoker there, our grill there rather. We've got a smoker outside for the larger cuts of meat. And so we're all set in here basically. We've got our piano for plinky plonking on. And then up here, of course, we've got our bedroom. So we've got the master bedroom with its little built-in bed, which I really quite like. I didn't think it would turn out that well. And a little sitting nook there, which is very cozy indeed. And of course the kids' room and the bathroom. So we've got the kids' room here. It's a little bit stark. I'd like to have a bit of clutter. Kids are never, ever that tidy. And the bathroom with a shower and, the loo area. There isn't really room for a bath in a lighthouse, I don't think. Perhaps there is in reality, but in this one, there ain't. So what have we got to do today? Well, our living area is pretty much complete, but we have about 4 more stories after this. Our lighthouse just goes on and on. And to be honest with you, we don't really have much of a purpose for our top stories. But that's okay, because new stuff's added to the game all the time, so I'm sure we'll think of something at some point. This is going to be our library and study area. So again, we're going to have lots of bookcases in here, and I'm going to have to place some posters to make it look like we've got lots of books in here as well, because there ain't no such thing as a book in the game at the moment. So that's going to be our library and study area, which we're going to do today. But before that, we're actually going to head up to the floor above, which is, well, just kind of open plan at the moment. And this is actually going to be our workshop Mark II. This place is so tall. We're getting to the top of the place now, at the top of the lighthouse, and it's actually getting to be quite hard work to do anything, because we keep having to go all the way down to the basement. I'm going to leave the basement as is. I've removed the tent and I've removed the campfire with its little cooking grill, because we don't need those down there any longer. But we are going to place some crafting stations up here. Now, if I just show you, in case you've lost track of how tall it is, because quite honestly I have, up here, I don't know what to do with this. Kind of looks like an art gallery to me, so maybe we'll just stick a load of paintings here. And then above that, we have got, basically, this is the level just below. I've put railings around to stop me from falling down. And this is a level just below where our lamp is. And it looks like I've missed some blocks up there, doesn't it? It looks like I should have placed some black blocks around there. Look at that, around the top. These, for some reason, I have missed. Oh no, that's just where the ceiling is above. It's cool, that's fine. So there you go. This is the very top, or rather, that is the lighthouse right up there, where the light actually is. This area here, too small really to do anything much with. The level above, certainly I'm not going to. We could put the odd bit of storage here, maybe, but other than that, I think lights, and that's about it, really. This level here, as I say, kind of looks like it ought to be an art gallery to me, so maybe I'll just stick some paintings around the joint, but no particular purpose. So yeah, today we're going to start with our workshop Mark II here, and we're going to have some crafting stations here that we don't even have below, but we're going to be able to use this, hopefully. I'm going to have to move some some items here as well, so that we've got a chest to put things in too. So we're going to have some crafting stations here that we don't actually have below at all. We're going to start out with our, let's see, where are we going to put, we put crafting stations in front of the window. That kind of blocks them, doesn't it, really? So we won't do that. Maybe what we'll do is we'll put our tech bench, our tier 2 workbench here. Yeah, like that. So we'll place that first. There we go. Kerlang. What else have we got? We've got a loom and a spinning wheel, but we'll put those in and place those in a minute. I want to place our saw bench because we're going to need that for furniture. So we'll place our saw bench. I might move these things around eventually anyway. What I might do actually, I will put our chest there. That is what I think is probably best, is to place our chest there. There we go. And then we'll put our tech bench. So our principal crafting benches, let's just turn this around so it's the right way around. Doesn't want a place there at the moment. There we go. In the middle there. And we'll put our saw bench opposite against this wall. There we are. Actually, that's not quite straight. Never mind. I don't care at this point. It's not that important. And at this point, we're not going to need block benches up here because we've already done the buildings. So that's not the kind of crafting stations I've got now. I've got a paper press because we're going to need lots of. Well, paper, yeah, obviously, but we're going to need lots of paper for making posters with. So I'm going to put a paper press here as well. And then we're going to place our cloth weaving items as well. So we've got a loom and we've got a spinning wheel. And neither of those is going to take up ever so much space. And we're probably going to need another little chest to put items in for that. Let's just see. Let's put this sort of sideways. It needs to be kind of like that, doesn't it, really? Or maybe that should go, I don't know. I'm going to put it in this corner, sort of like this. And we're going to need access to the spool at the front, so let's put it on an angle like that. There we go. Lovely. Okay. And yeah, and as I say, I think I might have some more chests as well. So we've got a chest here just for generic everything, but maybe we need some sort of more storage up here as well. And we're certainly going to need some lighting, aren't we? So, but we'll do the lighting last of all, as we usually do. Yeah, I've got some paper in my inventory at the moment. I've got 36 paper in my inventory at the moment, so we're going to be able to craft enough posters to keep us going for the moment, I think. Although, as I say, the library area really might take quite a bit of doing. So there we go. So I'm going to need to ship some items up here for crafting purposes, so that we're able to, yeah. We need light bulbs and tungsten and what have you for lighting and things up here. So I'm going to ship some items up here, and then hopefully we're going to be able to just come up here to make the things that we require for dealing with today's furnishing purposes. So I'm going to do that, and I will see you guys in a little while when we're ready to furnish our library. Okay, so I've transferred some stuff up. As you can see, I've actually got 3 chests here now, and I might have to put signs above them saying what's in what. But basically, these 3 chests correspond roughly to the workstations that they're close by. So this one contains lumber and metal items. Of course, we've no anvil up here, so we just need to make sure we have iron plates and rods and what have you up here. And then here we've got paper. I've got some spare bits of furniture as well. We're going to need to put in rags and what have you for this. We're also going to need water. Now, I don't have obviously anything with water in it up here. Plumbing still eludes us in this game, so that's something else. And then this one contains sort of cotton, hemp, and cloth as well. So that's the idea there. Now, it's really quite dingy up here because the weather out there is pretty horrible. And so for that reason, I thought, nuts to it. Let's get some lighting sorted out straight away. Now, this being a workshop, we're going to need some fairly I don't know, we're going to need some fairly sort of, not exactly industrial lighting, but we're going to need it to be sort of relatively bright in here. So let's just see what we're going to want. That kind of lighting, these have a nasty habit of not going on all of the walls properly, so maybe what we need is some ceiling lights, really. Let's just see. That's just a fluorescent tube. Ceiling lamps like that, like we have downstairs. Or maybe we should possibly have some thinner ones like that. So we're going to need fluorescent lamps and iron plates for that. Fluorescent lamps, I don't think we've got any bulbs for that at the moment. We need iron rod, copper rod, and tungsten rod for that. I believe they are not in there. They're in this one. You see, I do need signs. Iron rod, copper rod, and tungsten rods. There we go. We need those. And I do have some light bulbs, actually. There we go. We've got some light bulbs, so let's take those as well in case we need some actual light bulbs. There we go. Fluorescent lamp. Now, how many of those can we actually make? We can make 11. We don't need that many. Let's try 4 for the moment, and then we'll see how we go with that. Ceiling lamp. We need iron plates as well. Oh, nuts. I should have known about that, shouldn't I? There we go. We've got iron plates here as well. There we go. Ceiling lamps, we can make 4, right? We can make 2 because you need 2 fluorescent tubes for each of those. Oh, nuts. Okay, well, let's make some more fluorescent lamps then. Okay, and then make some more ceiling lamps with that. There we are, and we'll see how we go with those. I don't know how bright these are going to be. But maybe what we need to do is place one of them each side, sort of on the diagonal like that. Let's get the grid on there so we can see. And we'll have it diagonal. And that's not quite right, is it? We want it like that, don't we? There we are, and there we go. That pretty much does it, actually. That's quite bright enough in here, thankfully. And it's very dark outside now, but we can still actually function in here because we can see what we're doing. The level below, of course, is dark. So I am going to go and sleep through the night, and then we're not. There's quite a lot of light bleeding through into here, in actual point of fact. So we're only going to need some subtle lighting in here, I think, in order to sort of finish the job off. So this is going to be a library as well as a study area. So obviously we're going to have a desk, and the desk should be in a really nice central location, shouldn't it? It should be pretty much here, actually, with the window behind it. So that's what we'll do. And then we're going to have, I would like to put shelves all the way around this central unit here. I think that would look fantastic. So that is ideally what I would like to do there. And I think actually we've probably got enough light to be going on with, so we should probably just get on and do that straight away. So let's go see what we need to make. We need our saw bench for this. And obviously we're going to need lumber, which I believe is in here. So we'll get our lumber. We've got our metals as well, so we've got those if we need them. We'll have our wood out there as well in case we need to make some more lumber, which we can make from this, I think, can't we? Resources lumber. Yes, we can, so we're fine. Okay, so first things first then, we're going to need a desk. And we're going to want, this is where we have to decide what colour we need. So actually, let's just go check. I've just noticed that chest was what I had earlier, and I haven't made it in the same wood. Hey ho, you have to not be too bothered about these things, really, don't you? Okay, so we've got fairly light coloured wood in here, haven't we? We've got this kind of blonde panelling. So we're going to want a relatively light coloured desk and all the other furnishings as well. So let's see what we have available. We've got that one there. We've got that one there, which actually might be a slightly better option because it's not quite so light. Okay, we'll have that one. And then, of course, we're going to need a chair for that. Now, I am going to need cloth. I don't have any cloth in my inventory at the moment, but I have got some in here. So let's get some cloth. And then we can make that. We're going to need office chair. There we are. Now, what colour are we going to want our furniture to be in our office? We're going to want it to be black. We've got black or white, I think, probably. Let's just leave that for a sec. We're definitely going to want shelving, and we're going to probably need quite a lot of shelving. So cupboards, it's in here, and we're going to want that kind, sort of like library shelving, and that is the correct. Let's see, 5. Oh my goodness, we need some more lumber. All right, so we're going to make some more lumber, and then we're going to need at least half a dozen of these. Okay, so as I say, much as I don't like to block windows, this really needs to be here in front of the window, I feel. There we are. We just need a really nice central location for it. And of course, if you're by the window, you've got a lot of light. So that just seems like a good idea. And then we'll place our desk chair, well, in front of it, obviously. And then, yeah, ideally what I'd like to do is try and place shelves all the way around here. And I don't know how well that's going to work because obviously... yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how well this is going to work, but we can move them if it doesn't, so we'll see. I'll keep G off for the time being, and we'll just see if we can measure that up. We can sort of clip it into that corner a little bit, and maybe we need to do that, actually. Maybe we're going to need to do that in order to get these to meet up, because otherwise we're going to be... I'm not sure. Let's just try this. Place that there. And then I need to put this on a diagonal. Okay, so actually, let's just do that. And we'll just pick this one up again and see if we can get them to properly meet. There we go. That's more like it. That looks pretty good, actually, I think. That's not bad at all. Okay, and then we just need to see... not there yet. Let's just place that alongside that one and then turn this one around and see if we can do the same thing again. Not quite, because it's not quite where it needs to be to marry up straight, which is frustrating. Let's just do the best we can. We may just need to clip them through one another like this, but that's okay. That is what I meant. We've got a bit of an IKEA flavour to it. They sort of go all the way around. We've got some smaller shelves and some larger shelves. I've managed to clip them together in a way that means that they sort of fit the space almost perfectly, which looks pretty cool. I think it looks great. Now, it does occur to me we could put our desk kind of here if we wanted to. We could even have a pair of desks, one here and one here, and then thus leave our window free. So let's just try that and see. Now we've placed that and see what that looks like. Let's just turn this around, and I might just place this without G. There we go. I'll place it there, and I think we've got a little bit more room on the diagonal actually. So, and it might look pretty nice to have a couple of desks. But to be honest, I'll have one desk. I'll put it there, and in the other corner over here, I think we probably need some sort of comfy seating arrangements for kind of reading, don't we? We need this to be a reading room as well. So there we go. Might be quite nice to have sort of a bin up here as well. I don't know how many items I'm likely to be trashing, to be honest. Probably. Yeah, not ever so many at the moment. And of course we're going to need a picture above there too. Do I have? I do not at the moment. I've got 6 shelves left, so we've still got bookcases that we can place if we want to put some more bookcases in here. We've got an absolute ton of them at the moment already, but it might possibly look good if we have some up against the windows here as well, or sort of, yeah, in this kind of area here too. So I will just try that. I'll just put... I don't want to completely block the window in, but I'll try putting one either side there and see. I ended up having to make loads of shelves, and I've rather oversubscribed, so there we go. We'll put a couple there as well. Yeah, that's all right. I like that. That's good. That's good. And then I can put some there too, and then it really looks like a library then, doesn't it? So I might do this, and then one on the other side as well, opposite here, and then hopefully we'll have space to put, I don't know, a couple of armchairs here and a little table, and that is my plan. So, and then we're going to have to put some paintings. We're going to have to try and make it look like our bookshelves are populated by, you know, books. I'm not going to go mad with that, otherwise we'll end up with eye-crossing sort of amount of posters in here, but we'll do a few definitely. Yeah, so I think what we need now is some furnishings. We need a desk chair, and we need to see if we can fit a couple of armchairs in here. Now the question is, are we going to go with black or are we going to go with white? I think we should probably go with black, to be honest, because white's just going to look, well, a bit too stark, perhaps. Okay, here we go. So we've got our desk chair here, and I'll just place that in front of the desk, obviously. Let's have it straight, shall we? There we go. Like that, and hopefully we can actually sit on that without flipping through the desk too much. Actually, we might be a little bit close there, yeah, let's just move it back a tad. There we go, and I'll just move it back a little bit so that we can actually sit in that without feeling like we're rammed right up to it. And then here, as I say, these armchairs are silly huge, really, but I would like to sort of make this into a bit of a reading area. So let's just see. I don't want that clipping through the wall too much if I can help it. And am I going to be able to place two of these here? I'm not sure. We sort of managed downstairs, didn't we? There we go. And might have been better off with a couch there. But I don't know. I feel like it needs to be armchairs, really, in a library study. Okay, maybe if we put that straight, actually. If we place them straight so that they pretty much look more like a couch. But then I might put a little table in between them, if I can fit a little table in between them. Let's just try that. I'll place that right there. And then if we move this over a little bit. There. And I might have to rethink the shelves there. Let's see. I've got a little table, a very small table. Not small enough, unfortunately. Oh, no, it might just fit in like that. Let's just get a little bit creative here. I'll put this one here. And then I have a second one. And if I put that there, it's like we've got a little built-in table. Nice. I like it. Yeah, I'd give that house room. That looks pretty good to me. And then, of course, we're going to want some paintings in here, as ever. Now, I've got these, and I've got a couple of posters. So we need G for this. Whoop, there we go. And we're going to want, oops, other way. We want this to be sort of quite a long painting, really. There we go. Yes, make sure that is actually on the wall. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? There we go. And we're going to want, this is a painting I've placed downstairs. We're going to want a painting that's going to fit in there quite well. And that one fits in there quite well. Now, whether I have another image that's quite that long, I don't know. But if I don't, then that one's going to have to wait for the moment. Grid on again so we can get this central. There we go. And then we've got space for another image in here? Probably not, actually, because here is quite, we've got quite a lot of shelves taking up the space in here, really. So there we go. But we do have a poster because I think some sort of a carpet or rug in here is called for. Probably here. Possibly not quite that long. But probably longer in this direction. And perhaps a little bit wider. Yeah, that ties in with the black on the upholstery quite well. Let's try that one. There we go. It's a little bit off-centre. I find it's quite difficult to judge exactly where you're putting rugs in this game. There we go. Alright, let's see. Do we have anything else to place in here? We've got some spare shelves, but they aren't going to fit, frankly. I need to find... I don't think I've got an image that's long enough to fit in there without looking stretched. So I need to find another sort of similarly appropriately themed image to put in there as our second painting. And then I think we could probably usefully put a plant or two around the place as well. Then, yeah, we're going to have to get a few more posters. How many I've got? I've got 3 posters. I'm going to need more posters than that, definitely. Now, I do have some paper upstairs, so I'm going to get a lot more posters so that we can put some books on these shelves. Okay, here we go. So, because I feel like we should have something central there, let's stick that vase there. Oh, nice. Yeah, I like that. And I've made a few plants to put around the place as well. I've got a small one to put on here, and I actually quite like it on that slightly rakish angle there. There we go. Fantastic. And if I was going to get really creative, I could put a book on there. I could create a book by basically placing a plank of wood on there and then putting covers on it, which is what I've done before. I did that in a castle and it actually looked pretty good. But mainly what we're going to do, I've got another plant place or 2, I think. Yes, we have. No, I didn't mean that. There we go. And these ones are much larger, so I thought they might go quite well. For example, there. They could go on the floor, but they might look better on the windowsills. There we are. And one on the other side too. There we go. So we've got some quite large windowsills here. I'll put this one straight on. Now, great stuff. Okay, so we've got our windowsills decorated now. Yeah, that looks far more lived in and decorative. Yeah, okay, we're now ready to try and populate some of these shelves. As I say, it would be a heck of a job to try and, put books on all of them, and I really don't think that's particularly feasible. But I'm going to use the same trick here as I used in the castle. I don't know how many of you guys saw that, but I've done this before. Obviously we've got shorter sort of shelves quite often here. I think I just clipped through some. Oh no, it's a plank I'm holding. Okay, so basically let's just start with one of these diagonal shelves here. Now I'm going to shrink this plank down in size to something really quite small, not quite that small perhaps, something like that. And then what we have to hope is that it will actually go on the shelves. Now we might have a slight problem there. It might not actually go on these shelves. It's in fact not really wanting to go anywhere very much at all. Let's just see if we can put posters directly. I don't think we can. No, they won't go. So that is a slight problem. That works if you make the shelves yourself, but it doesn't apparently work if you've got shelves that you've placed, which are an actual object. We can't clip anything through them. So shelves that we can't actually put anything on, which is not ideal, I have to say. Not ideal, and I'm not going to be able to sort of place books of any kind on there. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Am I going to be able to? No, I really don't think that I'm going to be able to do that at all, am I? Which is a real shame, actually. We could really do with being able to do that. Well, at the very least, maybe we can put some here. Let me just turn this around, and I'm going to need to put that a little bit higher up, I think. And then let's just place that there, and we'll see if we can stick that to it. No, we definitely don't want it to be that big. And we're going to have to shrink this in both directions so that it's approximately the right height. And this is the trouble because that's it. We need it to be more or less like that. There we go. Maybe I need to make that a titchy bit taller actually, don't I? Something like that. There we go. And that is what I had in mind for putting on the shelves. Something like that, basically. But, unfortunately, no can do. I would basically have to make all my own shelving in here, which would take absolutely hours and wouldn't look this neat in the end by the time I'd finished. But you never know. At some point, maybe we'll be able to stow some treasures on these shelves. Maybe we'll be able to put something on there, and that would be really, really fantastic. So, given that we can't do that, let's see if we can make ourselves a book. Now that seems to have gone a little bit awry somehow. I just want it to go flat like this, and we want it to be pretty much book size, so a little bit shorter than that. Can I place that? Okay, and for some reason I can't place that on the table either. That's quite odd. I can place it on top of the chair like that, in midair, and pretty much everywhere, but I could place it here, I suppose. I could place it on a window ledge, but really I wanted to place it on that table. And again, maybe I can't place it anywhere where I haven't crafted myself. This is quite frustrating. Let's see if I could... I may be able to put it on top of the desk. The other thing that it occurred to me that we could do, of course, is we could build ourselves a bit of a laptop computer on there, and I would like to do that too. So I think we'll do that, but for the moment, I'm just fighting with this a little bit. Okay, let's put a book here. So we're gonna... Can I turn that around a little bit? Because at the moment, it's just a little bit too straight for my liking. There we go. That's pretty much what I mean. There we are. And then we're going to need to sort of cover it with posters, really. Let's just turn that around to the right and get it to the right kind of size to act as the cover. Oops. Bit shorter. Kind of difficult to tell with this image whether it's going to be the right size or not. I think that is. There we go. That's pretty much the right size, isn't it? And then we're going to need another image to stop the front of it there looking quite so like wood. Can I turn you around a little bit? No, I can't. Okay, this is the tricky part. Okay, so there you go, finally, and it took quite a bit of fiddling around, actually, which is why I don't do this ever so much. We have a book there, so it's a fairly old-looking book for around here, but hey-ho, it's a book. It's a shame that the rest of the shelves have to stay empty, but what can you do? I would like to put a laptop on this desk here, but I don't know that I'm actually going to be able to do that, because, as you can see, if we try and place a plank pretty much anywhere, it just doesn't go. It does not want to go where you want it to go. There, it will go sort of halfway up the wall or right at the back there, but we don't really want it right at the back. We want it kind of in the middle there, and it's not going to go there. And we can't just place an image either. I'm pretty sure an image will not go there either. See, it just wants to go on the floor, possibly on the wall, but definitely not on the desk or any other item. So that is quite awkward, really. So we're just unfortunately going to have to leave that as is for the time being. So I couldn't even put a book on that table, but there you go. Okay, so this place is pretty much finished then, as far as things go. I'm going to have a little play off camera and just see if there's anything else that I can do here, but for the time being, we are going to need some lighting. And as I say, we've already noticed that we don't need ever so much lighting here. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? We don't need ever so much lighting here because, yeah, I could probably do something about that, can't I? Like remodel this wall, although I quite like it like that. It's clipping through a little bit. I could probably bring those out just a little bit, can't I? In fact, this I can, definitely. And then it might actually fit a little bit better. Let's see if we can do that. As you go, I've improved matters somewhat at least, so that don't show very much. I've also placed a couple of plants there just because I thought it looked nice. And I've placed a little bit of decor here in the hallway up here as well. So we've got a bit of a bench if you're a bit pooped for coming up all the stairs. And a couple more paintings of nautical harbour type theme as well. So now we're really ready to do our lighting. So we're going to need a little bit of lighting for here. I think probably a wall light here and a wall light here will suffice. And then inside our study area, I would quite like to use some fairly subtle lighting. We're going to want a desk lamp for the desk there. That's one thing we can place on a desk. And then possibly a standing lamp in each of these corners. And I think that's probably going to be enough. We're going to need some light here possibly for for this reading area. I'm not sure. I'm going to try that anyway. We're going to go and we're going to make ourselves a couple of wall lights. Let's see. Do I have the items I need at the moment? I do. I might need to get some more metal rods from downstairs, but let's just see how we go because we've got some light bulbs already. So we're going to need a table lamp and we'll have a black one. And we're going to need a floor lamp or two. Let's make 2 of those. And then we've got some wall lights we need as well. Lamp, light. Ooh, I can't remember where they are. They're the ones at the top. There we are. We're going to need a couple of those, I think. And let's see how we do with those. And we might find that that is enough. So in here we're going to have our wall lights. There we go. And I'm going to place 1 either side like that. Make sure I get this the right height. I think that's correct. There we are, and that's lit up here really nicely. And then in here is not too dim in the first instance, so we should be okay. We'll just put this on here like that. There we go, lovely. And then, yeah, we barely need these really, do we? But putting one somewhere near our seating here would be a good thing, wouldn't it? I'm just not quite sure where we can fit it. Let's see if we can put it there. Yeah, that looks alright. And then maybe it would make sense if we did the same thing in the opposite corner, but maybe it's not actually needed. We've got the desk light there, so that might actually be a light too far. There we are. So I think actually that is, that is pretty much done now. So we've got our lighting, and we've got decor apart from a painting to sort of fit in there. And as I say, maybe another picture of a lighthouse or a nautical scene, but one that's long enough to fit in a picture frame like that, which they're a little bit more difficult to find, but I'm sure I can manage it. And otherwise we can call our study area finished. As I say, it is a shame about the shelves, but maybe at some point we're going to be able to do something about that. For the moment, we have to admit defeat on that one. The shelves themselves look pretty nice, and it gives us the idea that this is definitely our library area. So, as I say, the lighthouse now more or less finished. We've got our workshop number mark 2 here, and then we've actually got 2 floors after this. We've got this floor here, which currently has nothing in it. And we have the floor above that, which isn't actually big enough really to put anything in anyway, other than, as I say, perhaps a bit of lighting. But I think I've pretty much run out of lighting options for the moment. Maybe maybe we'll just make some wall lights and put them in those, and then at least they're lit up. But otherwise, I'm not sure what to do with regards to those for, let's see, that kind of wall light, or maybe we should have the other kind. Okay, so pretty much all we've got the resources for at the moment is 3 of these. So we'll just see how we do with one of these on each corner. Although, of course, as I say, we've only got the resources to place 3 of them. Have I put that the same height? Yes, I have. Jolly good. And it is, yeah, kind of this height here, isn't it? There we go. And with a 4th one of those over there, I think actually that would be adequate lighting for this area here. But as I say, at the moment, I'm seeing this as a kind of I'm seeing it almost like as a kind of a gallery area. We could probably do with a railing around there, but I'm quite happy to leave this area sort of empty at the moment, in order to perhaps in future populate it with items that the game doesn't contain at the moment. So I'm quite happy to leave this as it is. I think in a real lighthouse this would probably be some sort of, it'll probably have mechanisms or something in it, or sort of more utilitarian items, and possibly this floor as well. So yeah, that is pretty much the full story of our lighthouse, folks. It's for the moment at least, it is complete. And we can't get much of a view from up here. Look, you can just about see the water down there. And then of course we've got the actual lighthouse part of the lighthouse, which is up here under our copper dome. And I've put several lights in there now, and you can see them glowing really nicely. So they look good, but it's by no means light enough to really, you know, sort of shine out like crazy. So last thing of all then, folks, all we'll do is we will take a trip, go down the flaming ladder. I do hate that about ladders. You can get up them, you can't get down. We will go all the way down our lighthouse. Yes, this floor's still a little bit on the dark side. Sorry if it makes you dizzy. It kind of makes me dizzy doing this. Here we go, all the way down to the front door. And then we will take a look at our lighthouse by night in the dark. And I haven't quite finished the pathway either, so that's something else I'm going to do off camera. So excuse the fact that it's really dark at the moment, but we do want to see our lighthouse in the dark. Where the heck is it? There it is. There it is, with the moon in the background. That is pretty picturesque, isn't it? So you can see the top of it there is not nearly so. Oh dear, I'm going to have to do something with that poster. It's obviously not fitting correctly. I can see it clipping through, rather ruining the whole image. But there you are, folks. There is our lighthouse. We can call it pretty much complete now. I hope you like it, apart from the odd glitch like that Mondrian in my face there. It's looking pretty good, actually. I'm liking it a lot. I've really enjoyed the build, but in the next episode, we're going to be moving on. We're going to be going and looking in the desert to see if we can see any of those desert ruins. I do hope you'll join me for that. In the meantime, if any of you guys have got any ideas or requests for the next creative build, please do let me know, because at the moment, this game is still more creative than it is survival. So yeah, we're still going to be sort of focusing on creating stuff for the time being, until more gameplay is introduced. But hopefully we'll get our new character model soon, which would be epic, and then we can start hopefully making clothing and armor and stuff like that, which would be brilliant and give us another dimension. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, you know what to do. Hit that like button and let me know. Also, hints, tips, comments, suggestions, all of that stuff, keep it coming, and I will give out shout outs where appropriate, where people say helpful stuff, which they do all the time. And until the next episode of Rising World, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye bye for now.